Hello, I'm Lizarazo. This is the final part of this tutorial of creating your own Christmas game. Please check the previous parts or check the full tutorial in my YouTube channel and let me know what you think of that. Now, we do have lives, but we don't have any score. And it would be kind of cool to have some sort of score. So I'm going to add that, and I'm going to fix the entire thing of the game over. That is not working completely because we get stuck there. If you're at this point, your game is going to be kind of stuck at that moment when you get to the game over, and you don't have really much options to restart your game. So I'm just going to go back to the event sheet, and I'm going to add another variable, just how we did with lives. So I'm going to right click, add global variable, score starts at 0, which is good, and I'm just going to create another label here that I'm going to put on the UI layer and to show, well, basically the score that we have. So I'm going to double click text. I'm going to say, well, this is going to be red 2. It's going to be called score 0 originally, and I'm going to call it a score label. So it's visible now. It's in the UI, so it's perfect. It's going to move with Santa. And now we have to add another action to this event, to number 4. That, if you remember, we were updating the value of the lives label. So now we're going also to update the value of the score label. So score label is here. Again, scroll down to set text. I'm going to say score ampersand score. Done. Okay. So, but we're showing with this event, with this action in the event, we're showing the value of the score in the label, but we're never changing the value. So we should change the value of the score somehow, somewhere. So the first thing that I'm going to do is, like, this is a game of surviving, okay? Santa has to avoid the falling gifts, and the longer that he survives, the more, well, the highest score that he should get. So I'm going to add an event here with system, and instead of every tick, I'm going to say every X seconds. So I'm going to add some value every second, so 1, but you can put here 2, 10, whatever. So I'm going to be generous, and I'm going to have it at 1. And I'm going to add an action, again, system, and instead of subtracting like we were doing with the lives, I'm going to add 2. So add 2. Instead of adding 2 lives, I'm going to select from this list score, and maybe I'm going to add 2, just to make it interesting. 2. So let's run this. So you see that now the score is updating. So the longer that your lives are more than 0, the higher score that you're getting. So of course, if I begin to lose lives, it's going to get to game over. It's going to get stuck at 48 or whatever score you made, and the lives are there. So, well, it's working okay, but now we still have the problem with the game over. So I'm going to add another plugin here, another object. In this case, I'm going to do it with, well, we already have the keyword, so let's use that. So remember the first 2 events that we added? We can use that, some of those, or a combination of that, to restart the game. So I'm going to pick one of these, I'm going to copy with Ctrl C, I'm going to copy it down here, Ctrl B, And I don't want obviously the left arrow. What I want is maybe R. I'm going to use the R letter to restart the game. Okay, so I'm going to double click to modify the event. I'm going to change the left arrow to R. See it here, okay? And instead of this, I can pick, because it does not have anything to do with this. I'm going to delete it. Add action, system, and you have something here that is called restart layout. So I'm going to restart layout. That's basically like restarting the game. Right now we just have a layout, so if we restart this, it's kind of like restarting the game. So I'm going to run this. I'm going to try to lose. There you go. And then I press R, and it restarted the layout. But you see that there is no movement. So I'm missing something, right? What I'm missing is that when the lives came down to 0, I stopped the game. I made it pause. So when I restart this, I should unpause it. So I'm going to copy. I can copy pieces of actions. So I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to add it here. I'm going to move it. And instead of 0, I'm going to go to normal speed. That's 1. So I'm going to change it to 1. And now let's try it. I hope that it works. So I lose lives. Come on, I lose lives. I press the letter R, and it's not taking my change for some reason. So basically I made a mistake, or I kind of like omitted one important step. If you remember, when I come down to lives equals 0, I'm setting the pause, the time scale to 0, right? So even if I restart the layout, the variables are going to remain the same. So the score is the same, the lives are the same. So if at some point I reached 0, even if I restart the layout, the value of lives is 0. So it's going to keep doing this. So the other thing that I have to do to make this work is to set the time scale to 0 and add another action that is going to say reset global variables. And I'm going to put this one here. So reset the global variables, time scale to 1, and restart the layout. So let's try it now. So lives until I get to game over. I restart. Well, you see, -1. Restart, and now it works. Okay. So there you go. This is obviously the basics of what you would need to create your own Christmas game. There are several other things that you could add, and I'm going to work on other videos to add those things, but I think at this point you have a nice base. You do have something that you can understand on how to add new elements, how to create some of the logic of the game that you can see here, and how to keep adding things here. I would recommend, well, to wait for the next videos, also to check some of my other videos that I'm going to give you in a second. I go through more elements there, and I constantly create videos about my own games, about tutorials and other things that you may be interested into. So wait for the second video. This one I know that has been quite long, but we cover a lot of elements, and you have a game that is quite similar already to my own. The only things that I'm missing is have to do with the blimps that we have here, some of the logic of the game, and many of the Windows saved elements that I wanted to add to publish my game in the Windows Store. So for the time that we had, I think it's a great improvement. I really hope that you enjoyed it, and let me know your comments about it. So this is the link to some of my other videos. If you follow it, I'm going to give it in a second. I'm going to show you. You are going to be able to see like 5 different videos, each one of like around 5 minutes, that cover like the basics of creating a game on Construct 2. So many of the things that I'm covering there are the same ones that we cover here, but with another game. So there is a falling game I'm going to show you in a second, and you may like it better. I don't know. So let's try it. I'm going to show you. So here you have this blog post, and you do have several videos. So my first game with Construct 2, part 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you have this game. Let me see. Oh, I'm going to show you part 3 over here. My voice, everything else. So this one is kind of like a simple game. It's a ball falling in different platforms, so I'm also using the platform behavior. And well, if you don't want to go through the 1-hour video that we're having here, then you can go through these smaller ones, and each one of them, well, you can tell that I'm trying to give you a little bit of an advance of what covers each video. So it could be easier on you, and well, I don't know, you may like that game better. So many of the same things here are covered, so you can do that. Again, you can find my contact information here, the link for my videos and my games, and just let me know what you think of the video and the different games. Thank you. Well, this is the end of this tutorial. Right now you have a game quite similar to what I have. You have a great base, and I'm going to publish too in the Zero Arcade and in my own blog the project, so you can use it to create your own games. Quite likely I will create a few more videos to kind of polish the game, to get it ready for the Windows Store for publishing, and well, in general, to kind of like check in different things that you may like. So let me know what you think of the video, what you think of the game, check my other games, and well, hope to see you soon.